Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Sitting in the Ratrod. We're at a car show and we're just gonna show off the Ratrod a little bit, and then we're going to test this thing for Burnout today, and I'm very excited about that. So anyway, pretty pumped up, but we're gonna unload this off the trailer and drive it on in. Well, the Ratrod doesn't have AC, but we drove this thing all the way from the car show to the track, so that's pretty cool. It's rough. I gotta figure out some other suspension to work on this thing, but it's all right. Audio is not gonna be worth a damn on this thing, but we're out here and we're gonna go test some burnouts. We're changing over tires. I'm just gonna try a tip in first just to make sure that we don't lose fuel pressure. I just added these new pieces of foam to hopefully help from sloshing. So we're gonna give that a shot and see what happens. Chris is working on changing tires over. I'm gonna probably start helping him with that. When I can only imagine it lost fuel pressure on the first one because it died. And of course I didn't data log that one, and so I hit that. That's why I went back to it again, data log the second time, and it got all crazy sideways on me, and I don't know. this thing, something I want to change that we'll test. So I was using my line lock, so I'm trying to, this is my line lock button right here. So when I'm trying to shift, I'm trying to hold this button and shift at the same time, and I need to fucking just disconnect my back brakes again and have it set up so I can just have front brakes, and that way I can play with them a little bit. So we'll try that again. But other than that, I think it was a pretty decent test. I mean, it didn't break up or nothing. It just did what it did. It's a lot more violent, and to be honest, it's gonna be really hard to control. Like, it's pretty gnarly. As soon as I did the one whip, I couldn't see anything. It was just like...
And you're almost out of tire.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, probably got one more test in it, and then we'll get some new tires. I don't know what the RPM was, but it was a lot.
It was all of it.
It was a lot. Okay. Well, at least look at the dialogue from the second one. And I got done with that. It's 170. So, I mean, second, I did 2 pretty decent pulls, and it was at 170. So, not too bad.
Okay.
So I think that we need to fill it up with a little bit more fuel. Overall we need a new fuel cell. We need to have a nice baffled fuel cell with a real sump. Right now we just have like a hose going to the bottom of it, and when we're flipping around, it's moving fuel and it's like creating air pockets. So I think we need to just fill it up with as much fuel as possible and just try and pray that lets it not create any air bubbles. So we'll try that and go from there. But also oil pressure is good. That's huge. We wanted that. It's pulling timing like it needs to. Obviously the nitrous is working. What was I gonna do? Oh, the RPMs were definitely low, and it's hard because I'm so used to that small block, and this thing did like 6 to 5. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. But anyway, so try and fix that issue. But I'm so used to small block where 5,000 to 6,000 RPM is like a lot, and realistically, like, don't want to be at 8 with this thing, but like we can touch it if we need to. So I would like it to be in the 6 range, honestly. I think 65 would probably be good, 65, 7. So I'm just gonna let it eat this time. I'm not gonna let off, and I'm just gonna, because I definitely was letting off. I was about 3/4 throttle on this, so I'm matching it. We're going full throttle this time. I want to change my brakes so that we only have front brakes, so I can try and mess with it that way. And I think this is gonna be our last shot, because this thing has a lot more wheel speed than it did before, and these tires are like almost done. And I've only done this burnout on them, so we're gonna go through and try it again. But overall, huge, so awesome being able to come out here and test. I mean, how cool is it to be able to test doing burnout? So we're just gonna keep going and getting this thing done. So get ready for these cars. First tire pop, didn't overheat. Like, dude, that was pinned. That was like 71 the whole time. It's perfect. It's like it's perfect.
I mean, my ears only rung a little bit.
Dude, so freaking pumped. Oh my god. What's that? Is there enough room to get the jack into there?
No.
What was rubbing? I felt something rubbing. Ladder bars or slider bars?
Yeah. Some stuff.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. So pumped. We popped whole tires. First time ever popped whole tires. Coolant was good the whole entire time. Never once overheated. This thing was singing at like 7,200 the whole time. Never had any issues. So freaking pumped. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Tanner.
You're very welcome.
Freaking pumped. Oh. Hey guys, I just wanted to end off that video, but there wasn't a whole lot of explanation towards the end of it. So I'm going to kind of walk through a little bit. Towards the end, I'm sure you guys saw water coming down from the radiator. That was not blowing a radiator hose. So what I did on the Ratrod, it's outside on the trailer, but what I did is I set up a coolant, like a windshield washer sprayer. I set up a universal windshield washer tank, and what it does is it sprays water on the radiator, and it helps out dramatically. Like, I noticed it helps out a lot. I'm telling you guys, I started that burnout at 140 degrees and ended at 170. The whole entire time, the way I have my nitrous set up, I owe a big thanks to James at Build Tune Race, and my buddies at Gray Area Performance, and my dad. We all kind of came together to try and figure out a good way to spray nitrous on this thing, because the last thing you want to do is just be spraying the dog piss out of this thing and have it bouncing off the limiter with nitrous. I mean, it's cool, but how long is it gonna be cool, you know? So here's the cool thing about having a little bit of an underpowered LS. Third gear, I would not have been seeing those RPMs in third gear if I didn't have nitrous. So I have the nitrous deactivating at 6,900 RPM. So once it hits 69, it turns the nitrous off. Once it comes back down and it comes under 69, it turns it back on. So the entire time, the nitrous is just fluctuating so fast that you can't even really tell. So it's, if you notice in the video, it'll like that. That's why it kind of seems laborish. But the big positive to that is it's in a safe RPM range, which is really good. And it's not bouncing off the limiter. I mean, how much more can you want? And I don't have to try and let off, because originally I kind of forgot that we set it up that way. That's why I only had like 3/4 throttle. But now I can just mash it 100% throttle, and it's only gonna go to about 68.7. If we ever decide to go drag race it, I can raise that limit if we wanna try and shift higher. But it's just a really nice setup, and I'm really happy with it. Everything went good. I think with a brand new set of tires, we should pop them in about 1:20 if I do the math right. Because I forgot I did do a small burnout here, not big. It was probably, I did first, second, third, and I ended it. So I probably had about 10 seconds into a burnout there. I had about 20 to 30 seconds between the two first burnouts when we were out there, and then I had a solid 30 seconds on the other one. So I'm gonna be about 1:20, and 1:20 is perfect. If I can pop them in 1:20, that'll be good. It might be a little quick, but I think it's gonna be fine. I really do. I don't think the pad is gonna be as aggressive as the surface out there. I'm hoping. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I'm starting to learn a lot more about this sport and what it takes, and it's pretty exciting. But anyway, wanted to end it off there. If you guys have any questions, please comment below. I'm more than happy to go over all questions. If you want to tell me how to do something, go for it. Shoot it in there. I want to see it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.